Oh, it's nice to chill out in the woods. Nearly dropped off. Right, we better get on with it. Do a review of these top quilt and under quilts from HangTight. Steve Hazel makes them, and there's a shop on Etsy. I'll put a link in the description below so as you can check them out for yourselves. But yeah, we'll do the under quilt first, which is the green one. Compresses down pretty much. Not much bigger than a grapefruit really, to be honest, but it's about 5 inches by 12 inches in its stuff sack, I guess. And it's made from 800 fill down from double black diamond quilts, and then Steve rips them apart and stitches them back together again. It's rated to 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and it weighs about 26 ounces. Well, it weighs exactly 26 ounces. So what does that mean in English? It's 1.78 metres by 1.27 metres wide, tapered obviously, and it's rated down to -7 degrees centigrade with a weight of 737 grams. But stuffs down nicely. 125 by 300 approximately, but it really does squash down, you know, so if you put it at the bottom of your pack, it's going to compress nicely. I've set it up so as I've got a red carabiner for the head. Red for head, makes sense to me. And I always put my stuff sacks on the ridge line so as I don't lose them. And we've got a blue one for the foot. It's got tension cords on the end so as you can tighten it up around the hammock. That's it really. I've already got it set up so it's simple. It slides up and down these lines so as you can get it about right. And it's, I'd call it a 3/4 quilt really. As you can see, fits real nice. I want to get my feet in there, but yeah, snugs up nicely. And if it doesn't, then you just alter the tension to suit your hammock. So let's talk about the temperature rating. This one is rated to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. That's -7 in centigrade. That's a bit of an ask, really. I'll put this graph up that I found on the internet, which I think is a more accurate way of going about it. And it's concerning the loft, because it's the air that keeps you warm. So why not measure that? So how thick it is dictates how warm it is. And this has about 1.5 inches of loft, because it's made up of 2 separate quilts. As you can see on the inside, so the first 9 inches or so, about 225 millimeters, is one thickness, and then it goes to a double thickness with one running the other way. And it works out, it's about 1.5 inches thick. So as you can see from this chart that I'm going to put up, that will take you down to about 0, about freezing, and you're not gonna be warm in this below that much really. The baffles are stitched together as well, so they're cupped, if you follow what I mean. So you've got stitching at the top, stitching at the bottom, so the baffles come together. So where that stitching is, there's no insulation at all. But you know, it works for me. It's a reasonable price, packed small, it's light, and it's just right for me for spring and autumn in the UK, which is what I bought it for. So I'm not expecting it to go down below 0 really, unless I'm wearing lots of clothing, and yeah, and maybe maybe one of those waterproof sacks around the outside of it, not over the top because you get too much condensation, but a windproof something around the outside of the shell to protect against wind coming in from the ends a little bit more. And that'll probably give you another degree or two, I expect. The top quilt is also made by Steve Hazel, but it's a different style. This under quilt was called a heat seeker, whereas this top quilt is called a hot shot. It measures about the same, actually slightly fuller in the sack, so it still compresses down. So same size, same weight, but it's rated to 0 degrees Fahrenheit, which is getting a bit ridiculous. Let's get it out and have a look. 0 degrees Fahrenheit, it's minus 17 centigrade. So you see what I mean about it being a bit ridiculous of a rating. Fluff it up a bit, get some air in it. But the loft on this is more. It's got about 2 inches of loft. But you can see on my chart that, again, you know, that doesn't really take you much down below 0 really. So it does what I want it to do. It's got a nice big foot box, it's that long. So you can get your feet in there, or if you get too warm you can hook them out. Makes it easy to get in and out of the hammock. It's got a popper on the back. Show you the popper. There, got a popper on the back, and a draw cord that would be at the front of your neck, so you can pull it up and tighten it around your neck if you're really cold. And yeah, it would make a great ground quilt as well for ground dwellers. So I'm gonna try it out in that configuration as well. Yeah, all works really well. Once it's lofted up, just takes a few minutes, get the air back in it again, give it a good shake. So much better than a sleeping bag for getting in and out in the night. You just got to get your feet into that foot box and you're sorted. Little alteration. Get your feet snugged up. Pull the back up, like you do with any underquilt really. And I'm settled in for the night. When you want to get out, just kick your feet out of the box and you're up. Simple as that. So to recap, I bought this really for 0 degrees to about 10 degrees centigrade for spring and autumn camping in the UK. I've got the thinner version for the summer, and in the winter, well, I could use them both together and that'll extend the range a bit. So yes, stuff one inside the other one. So the summer one inside of the autumn one, and that'll give me a bit of extra warmth. It packs down really small, it's light. It weighs, the two together weigh about the same as my Snugpak Elite 3. Which is, you know, that sums it up, doesn't it really? So using this on its own, going camping and ground dwelling, super light, 26 ounces. It's make for a very light pack. Just need a ground sheet and a tarp over the top, and you're sorted. So check out down below. I'll put a link. No, I won't. I'll put it over there. Check out this link here. I'll put a link up here to the other video I made about the summer kit that I use from Steve Hazel as well, so you can check that out. Thanks for watching.